Hi, my name is Debbie Lash and I'm your yoga teacher for today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and be sure to leave feedback and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the class. I'm super excited to be creating some content, yoga for cyclists. I moved to Mallorca about 5 weeks ago and have developed a love for cycling. So this 15-minute practice is going to be short and sweet, and then you really use it as a warm-up or a cool down. So let's get started. And we're going to start you all the way lying down on your back. So bend your knees and just gently roll yourself all the way down. Roll the shoulders down and under. Walk your feet back. Take your feet as wide as your mat or just wider than your hips, and let your knees drop in. And this is going to release your lower sacrum. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. And just take a moment to land and arrive on your mat. Start to breathe the conscious breath, inhaling through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale it out. Walk your feet together and then gently let the knees fall open to the side, Supta Baddha Konasana. There's a subtle lift in the heart space. And press your big toes together as you press your pinky toes down into the earth. And take 5 cycles of breath just like this. Start to draw your belly into the back spine. Just notice how you feel mentally, emotionally, energetically. And just witness the breath coming into the body. And witness the breath leaving the body. One more cycle of breath, right just where we are. Inhale, draw the knees together, and then just lift your feet off the floor, knees into the chest, Apanasana. Inhale here, just rock side to side. And then exhale, draw your knees to your nose. And give yourself a nice squeeze and a hug. Good. And when you're ready, lower the head back down. Happy baby. Some of you are going to be able to reach your outsides of your feet. The elbows come on the inside. And some of you are just going to grab the outsides of your thighs and bring your thighs down towards your ribs. Maybe there's a nice little rock side to side. Energetically, you're kicking your feet up towards the ceiling and then back. And if you look at your feet, you ideally want your ankles over your knees. This is a really nice hip opener. And we're just massaging the spine. And then if your hands are on your feet, you're going to bring the hands to the back of the thighs. And then we're just going to open the legs into V shape and circle the ankles. Some of you will have your knees bent if your hamstrings are tight. So just do what feels good. Don't overstretch, because again, this could be your warm-up and it could be your warm down. So just notice how your body feels. And now just open and close the toes, bringing mobility into all the joints, and then point and flex. Good. Inhale, draw the feet together. We're just going to start to massage the spine, rocking forwards and backwards and forwards. And we're going to come forward and come on to the hands and knees. Good. Spread your fingers and actually just start to stretch the wrists. We use our wrists a lot in cycling, with using the hand on the handlebars, using the brakes. And if it feels good, keep your fingers facing the knees. Drop the head, lift the back ribs up, breathe into the back body. Inhale, heart lifts forward. Exhale, round and round. Good, 4 more. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, round. 2 more. Last one here. Exhale, round. Spin the fingers facing forward. We're just going to step the right foot between the hand. And then slide your back knee back. So again, another hip opener, a low lunge. Inhale, both arms up. You could even just bring your hands onto the top of the thigh. Or maybe arms up. Lift up, look up. Squeeze your outer hips in. And then both hands to the floor. Inside the right foot. Walk your right foot over to the right. Maybe a block will be good here for a lot of you. Inhale, come high on the fingertips. Some of you are going to come down onto a block or bring your elbows down onto the earth. And again, another really juicy hip opener. Now the work is squeezing your right knee into your right shoulder. Stay here, 5 cycles of breath. This is called lizard pose. And if you were really wanting to be a little bit more dynamic, you could lift the back knee up and then you've got that nice stretch in your left hamstring and stretching the left calf muscle. And just rocking forwards and backwards on the toes for a little kinetic movement. And inhale, drop the back knee down, come up onto the hands, hand outside the front foot, half splits. Inhale, half lifts. Exhale, round. We're going to straighten the right leg. That's it. And again, if your hamstrings are tight, just keep the knee bent. We're pulling and hugging the right hip in. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, tiptoe the fingers forward. Flex your right foot, bowing, forehead towards the shin. Connect your thoughts to the breath, inhaling through the nose. And if you can, exhale through the nose. If you need to exhale through the mouth, then please feel free to do that. And inhale, bend the knee and step the right foot straight back. Good. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Good. Stay in the runner's lunge, low lunge. Inhale, lift the chest. You can stay right here if this feels better in your body and you're just looking more for that hip stretch. You can walk the hands to the thigh. This feels really nice. Or arms up. Inhale here. Sink into the front hip. Good. Hug the left hip in. Roll the right hip forward. And one more cycle of breath. And exhale, both hands to the floor. Inside your left foot, walk the left foot over to the left. Remember, keep the hands, you can come high on fingertips. Inhale, lift. Lizard pose. Exhale, bring the elbows to the floor. And now squeeze that left knee into the left shoulder. And some of you are tucking the toe, and then you've got that nice hamstring stretch here. Good. 2 more cycles of breath. You can hold these poses for longer if that feels better in your body. And drop the back knee down. Half splits. Hand either side of the front foot. I'd like to walk the left foot in a bit. Release the back toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, heart lifts. You could have your hands on blocks here. Tiptoe fingers forward. Bowing chin to chest. Forehead towards the shin. 5 cycles of breath. And steer your left pinky toe back towards the hip. Flex the foot. The belly should be lifting in and up gently. And a smooth long inhale. And a smooth long exhale. Inhale. Bend the front knee. I'm going to step back into plank. So a nice little amount of core and strength work. And again, you can rotate around on the wrists. If you were looking to be a bit more dynamic, you can pick one foot up and then the other. We're going to drop the knees or slowly lower all the way down onto our belly. Sphinx pose. Point the toe, elbows underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. So we're really warming up the upper back. And in cycling, often the back is rounding. So we want to just pull the chest through. Good. Point the toes, lift the knees. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. tuning into our neck. Take a look to the right. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Inhale, look to the left. Exhale back to center. Crossing your left hand towards the right. It's on an angle. Bending the right knee. Just reach back, catch the foot, and then you're pressing the heel to your buttock. And then both shoulders roll forward. And this is stretching your quad. A lot of the time you'll do this pose standing on one leg and kicking the heel to the buttock. So it's the same pose, but you're lying on the floor. 3 more cycles of breath. And not only here are you getting the stretch in the quad, pressing the heel to the buttock, but you're also opening the shoulders and getting a nice stretch there too. Good, release the foot. And then other side, cross the right hand towards the left, bend the left knee, reach back, grab the foot, heel to the buttock, and then both shoulders forward. Now lift up the chest. 5 cycles of breath. Point through the right toe, so the right knee and thigh lift off the floor. And release. Good. Inhale, lift up into cat pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. So a nice hamstring stretch. Just pedal through the feet. Just iron out the creases, whether you're warming up or warming down. This is going to feel really delicious in the body. And again, if your hamstrings are tight, generously just bend the knees. Just take the struggle out of the pose, but drop the head, maybe a little nod, nod, nod. Good. 2 more cycles of breath. Press down through the forefinger of the thumb. Inhale through the nose, big sigh out. A gentle bend in the knees, walking the hands back towards the feet. You're just going to catch your elbows and drop the head. And just bending the knees, swaying the hips. That's it. Just let the head be heavy, elongating the spine. And just notice if you're sitting in the heels, just shift your weight forward. Make sure the big toe and little toes are pressing. And change the cross of the arms. Look all the way up between your thighs and then roll the inner thighs back. Good. 2 more cycles of breath. Maybe you want to find stillness here. And when you're ready, release the hands to the floor. And you're going to roll yourself all the way up. A few nice shoulder rolls. Good. And inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward fold and bow. Just moving the body. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, step back into plank. You can drop the knees here or Ardha Chaturanga, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more cycle of breath. Inhale, come high on the tippy toes. Bend the knees and just walk the feet up towards the hands. Hands on your shins, lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold and bow. Press down through feet, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. One more round on your own, both arms up, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Just moving and shifting your energy. Plant the hands, bend the knees, step back, plank. You could jump back if you want. Shift the shoulders beyond the wrist. Lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here. 3 cycles of breath. Count the breath. Maybe a big sigh out through the mouth is what you need, what feels good. Last cycle of breath. And drop the knees to the floor. Drop your hips to the side. And we're going to come and lie all the way down on our back. Cross the right leg over the left. Press your right hand into the right. This feels really good in the hip, stretching the glute, your hamstring and your hip. Good. Some of you are going to stay here just because this already feels like a lot. You're flexing the right foot. Others are going to pick the head up. You can either grab behind the hamstring or you can grab the shin if you've got a little bit more flexibility. And now lower the head back down. And you're going to notice where that flexibility is, because if your head doesn't touch the floor and you're grabbing the shin, come back to the thigh and stay right here. Flex both feet. Bring your ankles in line with the knee, and then keep drawing that right knee away from your right shoulder. One more cycle of breath. And when you're ready, place your left foot on the floor, slide your right knee over the left, arms in T-shape or cactus, shuffle the hips to the right. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, knees all the way over to the left. And again, now if this feels too tight in your body, you don't need to cross the legs, and you could just have the knees stacked on top of each other. So just choose wisely. And if your right shoulder is lifting all the way off the floor and your arm is in T-shape, bend the elbow and see if that helps by bringing that shoulder down. And that shoulder comes down over time, but don't worry if it's not touching the floor. That's it, breathing into the side body. We're squeezing and massaging our digestive organs. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, both feet on the floor, neutralize the hips. Other side, thread the needle. Inhale, left ankle over right thigh. And just make sure the bone is touching the outside of the thigh. Again, you can stay here. I like to press my palm into the thigh and press my thigh away, so you've got this nice opening in the psoas. Some of you are going to stay here because this already feels juicy enough. Others are going to pick the leg up, the foot off the floor, and just stay here. Flex both feet, align ankles to knee, and firming and squeezing that that left knee away from the left shoulder. 3 more cycles of breath. And inhale. Release the back of the thigh. Slide your left knee over the right. Arms in cactus or T-shape. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, both knees over to the right. I often get a really nice click in my spine as the body just auto-adjusts itself. So these twists are wonderful for neutralizing the spine. So don't worry if you get any clicks in there. It's just what your body needs. 3 more cycles of breath. Squeeze the thighs together. Notice when you squeeze your thighs together, the outer hips firm in. This is called a complementary action. When you do one thing, something else complementary happens in the body. And inhale, come back to center. And exhale, unravel the legs. Good. We just come right back to where we started. Inhale, feet together. Exhale, Supta Baddha Konasana. 5 cycles of breath. Big toes pressing in towards each other. There's a gentle rolling of the shoulders under so the heart space lifts. And just notice how this pose feels in your body. Where is your mind at? What can you let go of? How can you bring in a little bit more peace, kindness? Where can you be softer? Maybe softer in the jaw. Wriggle the jaw, soften the tongue, the eyes. And inhale, draw the knees together. If you've got a sensitive lower back, I suggest taking Shavasana with the knees dropping in towards each other. And I always come here just for a cycle of breath before I come into Shavasana. Palms facing up, and you can bring the hands onto the belly. This feels really good, and maybe you try that if you've not done Shavasana with the hands on the belly. And just receive the practice and all its benefits. Let go of the breath and return to normal shallow breathing. Please feel free to honor your practice and stay in Shavasana, especially if you've done a really long cycle ride and you're feeling exhausted. This is exactly where you should stay. But if you're ready to ride, getting ready to ride, wriggle the fingers and the toes. Lift the arms up and over, and just take a big full body stretch and breathe into the body as though you're landing in it for the very first time today. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale it out. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest. Nose to knees, giving yourself a lovely big squeeze. And rolling over to the right side. Pausing for a moment. And pressing down through the hands, lifting yourself all the way up, coming into a cross-seated position, easy seat, Sukhasana. And draw the hands together at the heart center, bowing chin to chest, sealing in this beautiful practice. Take a moment to honor yourself for showing up today. Thank your beautiful body for doing all the work. And I thank you. Thank you always for sharing your practice with me. It really is an honor and a privilege. Take your prayer to third eye. Humbly bow. Namaste. Well done, yogis. Please remember to leave feedback. Give me a thumbs up if this was just what you needed and you recommend it to others. And I hope to see you back here sharing your practice with me once more. Have a beautiful day.